We are here right now with Scott Badesch, who is the president of the Autism Society and the chief operating officer. We're thrilled to have you here. And we were just saying we were in amazement, 46 years that you guys have been in operation. Tell our viewers, what is the mission of the Autism Society?
Well, it's a broad mission. It's to help improve the lives of all those impacted by autism, with recognition that people who are impacted by autism could be certainly the individual, him or herself, but the family members, the professionals who help. So our goal is really to show measurable results that when you interact with the Autism Society, a person who has autism will have their self-sufficiency, their independence, their autonomy maximized to the fullest extent possible. And as I mentioned, it's a organization that's been around since 1965. We're the world's largest grassroots autism agency. We serve about 1 million people a year through provision of information, direct services, support, and grassroots advocacy. We have about 100 chapters operating throughout the state and throughout the country, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And you're just really there to provide support, assistance, and information to help people through the journey. We recognize the journey has different needs at different points of the lifespan, and we want to be there for those families and those individuals. We're very actively involved and work with people on the spectrum at all levels, on our board, our staff, our advisory bodies. So we're very family-oriented, very individual-oriented, very professional-oriented.
And you've got a wide range of programs, right?
Yeah. And can you tell us about some of the programs that you think our viewers would be interested in learning about that you have there?
Sure. I mean, one of our best programs, I think, is our kind of first call for help, so that when a person suspects their child may have autism, a person with autism may have questions about how to find a job. An older parent may be saying, I need some help because I'm too old to care for my adult child with autism. We work with individuals through a call center that operates 7 days a week, about 8 hours a day, to help them answer their questions, to help them figure out what it is they want. We do not wish to give the answer to a person. We know that when we give the best information to someone, they'll make the best decision.
So this is like a referral network to experts that can advocate for the families?
Right. Plus, if they just say, I need information about understanding what an IEP is.
Okay.
I want to know what if they want to know about something that's controversial and we won't take a position. We'll give both sides of the argument, let's say, and so they can make the decision. Mm-hmm. But the best work we have outside of that is our chapter network, where volunteers come together and provide support to each other through support programs, through training programs for parents, individuals, for community awareness. We do a tremendous amount of advocacy on behalf of individuals with autism, both at the local state and national level, and we do a lot of assistance in trying to create a society where people with autism are treated no differently than anyone else.
And how many chapter offices do you have? I know we just had Emily Island on, who was the president of the Los Angeles chapter, but how many chapters are there right now?
There's 101 right now. And we have some areas of the country that are not covered, so, but for those areas we provide the support. But our goal is to ultimately have the whole country covered. But we're very volunteer driven. We don't want to be top down. We want to be bottoms up. So what works in Los Angeles may not work in New York City or work in Sioux Falls, Idaho, Iowa. So we want to make sure the local people govern. Most of our chapters may not have a staff, or they have a part-time staff, so it's very much volunteer driven. We have a very small 16-member national staff, and that's how we operate.
Scott, you had mentioned some of the programs, and we had Emily here just 2 weeks ago. one of the programs, a conference they had here coming up this month in LA, is the Coming of Age conference. I would imagine that this is a subject that's probably very near and dear to your heart, having an adult son. Is this one of the primary focuses of the Autism Society in making sure that as our population ages upward, that there is employment opportunity, education, and that we continue to try and assimilate them into the world?
Yes. I mean, we have a couple key priorities we're putting much more emphasis on. One is the ability to have successful transitions from the high school age to young adulthood, but success being defined as living as independently and as self-sufficiently as possible. And we know to do that, you need a job and you need a place to live, and the support, if you need the support, has to be there. So you'll see a lot of our chapters moving in that direction. Our national conference, which was held in San Diego back in July, had a lot of information on how do we move the needle to get more people into successful employment. I mean, I think you all know, as good as anyone, the employment numbers for people with autism, let alone any disabilities, are criminal, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So we want to get people available for jobs that meets their needs and are not below their skill levels. But part of that is we're very proactive. We work with employers and we work with other companies to address the myths or the wrongness of what people think about autism, and that helps a lot. And then we get companies to be provided assistance if they need on how best to bring people with autism into the mainstream of their employment. Mm-hmm. And it works well. AMC Theaters is the best example. Mm-hmm. You're seeing a lot of good companies, Cargill, that are really, advancing people with autism. But, they see anyone who comes in with autism could one day be the CEO of the company.